All right, finally, we have the SPIRE 5. This is a black one. It's brand new.
Brand
Now, this
new.
is the hopper.
Yes, this is the hopper. This is
right.
like the highest of highest end, or at least competing for the highest end loaders right now. Other contenders, you have the Die R2, and then you have the Carbon DRV or Drive. This currently is, I would say without a shadow of a doubt, currently the most popular tournament grade loader right now.
That is fantastic.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
At least as the time of recording in 2026.
So I will say I am not familiar with these. I don't know if I should say that on camera. What's the difference between the 5s and the 4s and the 3s and the 2s? And
The 5 has an eye pipe on the inside of it. It's in the feed neck, and when we take it apart, I'll show you. And that is what is telling the loader to load or not. The 4s, they used actually two different trains of logic, but on the front, there's a little rubber piece on the force, and that is basically a... Words are escaping me today.
Words are hard.
It's detecting if your gun shoots or whatnot, or for any vibrations to tell you to feed.
Okay.
The 3 is majority sound logic. At the end of the day, it also does have a little vibration portion too. But yeah, so the 5s use the little eye pipe system to tell it whether it is feeding or not. So to open it, you have that tab where your pointer finger's on. You're going to push down on it to unlock it, and then push in. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So that opens it up. It doesn't fly off or anything. It stays there, so you can actually do this with your marker and not have to set the top somewhere and lose it or get it crushed when you're playing. To take the tray out, you have a little pull tab in the very back section of it, very similar to previous SPIRE generations, where you pull that forward and then pull it up. Yep, and there's the tray. So on the bottom, there's the eye pipe that I was talking about. You can actually take that out if you want to. If you ever need to replace it, if it gets super dirty, there's 3 different IR lasers on the inside of that, detecting if there is a stack inside of there, and then it's powered by 3 AA's unless you were to buy the battery kit upgrade that they have.
This is actually brand new to me.
That is awesome. So old
this.
style hoppers used to use a gravity system where the paintballs were inside the hopper. They were dropped down by gravity. These new systems are actually fed with batteries and propulsion. Is that the way it's done?
So
or
if you look right here, and I'm going to put this back and I'm going to take it out here in a minute.
something spins in there to
this
feed
spins.
the paintball.
So, gravity is still kind of helping in a way, but if you look here, this tongue, all the paint's running down here, and then it's sitting in this little groove here, that this little rubber piece here is spinning, and it feeds it into, and it doesn't really force it. It's just giving it that extra push to go into the actual
Could that
gun.
increase shooting speed?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You're not having to, back in the day, shake it, twist it, to kind of get your gun to feed.
That is cool.
It'll feed fairly consistently up to about 13 to 15 bowls a second. When I say fairly consistently, it's not perfect just because it does use the ramp, and gravity is not always the fastest acting force that we have on Earth. So again, fairly consistently up until you get to the last probably 30 to 40 balls, and then it will stutter a little bit.
3 AAs, you said was what you needed?
Yeah, 3 AAs.
A double A's, okay.
So I like it's very light compared to what I'm used to. The die rotors, this is extremely light. The die rotor had this weird box motor, and it was kind of a pain to clean. But I do like how this is all one piece, and it's easier to get in and out of all just one. Unlike the rotors, you had to.
So now if you turn it on and show the camera,
yeah,
you'll see the cone spinning, and then put your finger inside of the bottom there. And it will continue to feed until you have a ball stack all the way up to that those IR lasers in there.
That's really cool.
That's the feed logic on these.
Okay. Any warnings on if your batteries are low? Does it give you any signals, or is that something you just have to?
It just won't work.
Yeah,
It'll
obviously.
slow down like quite a bit
slow down.
towards the
You'll
end
have
of its
a
life. You'll
sign.
know. Yeah, I'd highly recommend before any tournaments or whatnot, always throw in brand new batteries, because otherwise you get to buy them from me or another vendor. Not that we charge a crazy amount for batteries. It's just an extra cost that you won't really anticipate sometimes. So always change your batteries before then. When you're practicing, just play like normal until it doesn't work, obviously. But they'll last quite some time.
Now, I noticed with these come with a speed feed.
Speed feed. Let's clarify. So this is a spare part, and this is a little lip here, and that's what a speed feed is.
So when playing speedball, and you've seen me play, and I'm not very fast. When I'm shooting and I'm running low, I have to take the pod out and dump it in there.
Right. I've seen it done.
Traditional with the lids, I don't have to pop it up, open it, and close it unless it's a rainy day.
Now this is going to keep your balls inside. So,
Yes.
Okay. Got you.
Yes.
So you just
Aha! Caught it.
don't edit that out.
So, yep, I can come out,
Open up.
pull it, dump it, throw it down.
So it's protecting the balls as little lips
and
that balls will not
it
come
does
out.
not come out.
That's great. Now, could you also interchange this cover if you wanted to?
Yes, you could. So on some of those wet tournaments,
Where you don't want that water getting inside.
you
there.
don't want,
AKA every Florida tournament.
Welcome to Florida in the summer.
there's some Georgia ones that
It does come included with a cover for you.
I think before, though, correct me if I'm wrong, is all the fives speed feed?
Yes, all the fives have speed feeds. Some of the IR2s, the budget loaders, they do or don't. You got to reach out to the dealer, or specifically it depends on the color that you get. But all the fives, SPIRE 5s, have speed feeds included. The 4s and previously did not have speed feeds. So those are something you always had to buy on top of them. And they typically, or at least did at the time, charge $45 to $55. Nowadays, they're about $35 to $40, but they all come with a speed feed and the rain lids, so you don't have to actually buy one unless you want a different one or a different color or whatnot. And this is, here, I'll give it to you guys. It's a drop-in replacement, and that replaces the batteries. And it's a little rechargeable pack.
Oh, so this eliminates the batteries. You just use this as a rechargeable pack. That's
so the
a great
plus
idea.
side is it's rechargeable.
And you have these in stock?
Yeah.
Right.
The only downside, and I will say this for everybody watching, is that if you forget to charge your loader the day of the tournament, there's really nothing that we can do to help you there without having that other pack to switch it back to AA's or whatnot. But you do save on weight with the rechargeable.
Okay, so this is a permanent swap out.
Yes, it is permanent. It screws into the board. You can technically switch back, but it does require some tools and probably about 5 minutes of your time. All right, so as of June 2026 time of recording, the prices on these, we'll start with the EMF 100. It's right at $600 or $599.95. The SPIRE 5 is $259.95, and then the Lux Air is $1599.95 or $1,600. Those are the price ranges of these. I would say all three are pretty fairly priced in the current market, especially the Air being a brand new marker releasing at 16. The other things you have on the market right now are like the Dye MXR. You can have those anywhere between 15 and 16 currently. And then the Planet Eclipse CS3 Pro, which currently the MSRP is $1889.95. So you do have a couple $100 difference there, and it really just comes down to preference.
Okay, so hey Dan, so I'm coming into your store as an inexperienced
Would
player.
you quit breaking stuff?
Hitting guns off my wall already.
So
I'm coming into your store. I'm a new player. I want to buy a gun. As Smiley said, you do not want to go with something like the Lux. This is just too much for a new player. Or where am I starting off with mask, gun, and paintballs? What could you recommend?
So if you're a brand new player, I highly, highly, highly recommend focus on your mask. Protection is the name of the game, and from somebody with experience of a mask falling off during a game and getting shot, it sucks. It is not fun. It is probably the most horrific 30 seconds of my entire paintball career that I've ever had, and that's because I tripped on a route. I hit the ground. I didn't have a chin strap. Mask came right off my head, and obviously the other team didn't know. So I was getting shot without a mask. It's not fun. It's kind of horrifying, but it happens from time to time. So you need a good mask with a chin strap. I know a lot of people will say the chin straps are dumb.
Chin straps, very necessary.
It is extremely necessary to play because they will fall off, unfortunately, especially if you're running and diving and being rough.
25 years of playing. My mask has only come off one time. TJ, when you're getting into paintball, like, don't go cheap on mask.
Okay.
Really,
That protection, that safety is important.
You've got only one set of eyes and one set of eyes only.
Okay.
If you lose that, then you're never going to play again.
And don't buy from Amazon or Temu.
No.
There are scams. Like, this is very unfortunate. We see this every once in a while. There are mass scams, unfortunately, and it'll look the same. They'll use similar molds, but the lens is not correctly.
So budget-wise, I'm coming in. I'm looking for a mask that you may have in your shop, and what's my price range on something that you recommend?
You're probably starting out around $100.
$100 mask. That's what. Okay.
Up to about $150 starting out. There are nicer options on the market.
Sure.
But you don't have to spend that kind of money. You can get away with $100 to $150. But again, I highly recommend getting something nice that fits your face, that's comfortable.
Okay.
The last thing you want is an uncomfortable mask, because newer players, if the mask is uncomfortable when they get shot and they're out, they'll feel like they're safe. And the first thing they do is try to yank that thing off on field, which, again, that's a great way to get blind.
I've seen that reffing, even professional tournaments.
Yeah,
I've seen
even that.
I've seen
that. It happens all the time. So you want something that's comfortable, that you can still breathe out of. There's some companies who sell fans too to make it a little bit nicer for you. But you want a nice dual paned thermal mask.
All right, Smiley, what's my second thing that I'm going to need when I'm going to buy new equipment for paintballing?
You know, one thing that I see a lot, and when you're just getting into paintball, is tanks.
Tanks. Okay. That tank is important.
I think tank is very important, especially with a good reg, because that is going to be your
and that is a good example right there. Okay.
Right here.
Just to clarify, this is done in a controlled environment, and this is a gift from the company.
This, again,
that's why hydro matters.
Hydro matters. Look at the dates on your tanks. Don't go cheap tanks.
Okay.
As I discussed before, Temu, Amazon. Go with a professionally made tank. Again, this isn't because somebody did something wrong. This is done as a controlled environment.
To show the danger of what could happen.
To give you the idea of what could happen.
All right.
When you're going with, thank you. And again, you're spending a good amount of money on your equipment. Your tanks and regulators, they're your first line of defense of, having a gun break down. If your regulator's not doing so good, it's going to be rough on your gun.
What's the PSI in something like this?
This right here,
4,500 pounds.
It's holds 45 pounds. Okay. A lot of the, or 4,500 PSI. A lot of these tanks, you'll see the steel tanks. Here we go, and here's some.
Okay, so you have the actual. So it's like filling up a car tire. You just kind of look to see your amount there.
Camera guy left us. Reason why I think tanks and regulators are the next you really shouldn't go cheap is because this is your first line of defense when protecting your gun.
Okay.
If you don't have a good enough regular, or you got a cheap Amazon with the steel tanks, they can and will damage your guns.
Okay.
With the counterpunch, in my opinion, the best on the market. You're going to spend about average 150 to 200 on a tank, but again, it'll last you forever.
Okay. With
proper maintenance and stuff like that. Dan, you got any advice on the?
Yeah, the biggest thing for tanks is going to be the born date of your tanks. That determines the value for most dealers, and that's going to be on the label right there. There's going to be two numbers. It's going to be towards the right side of the tank.
15 years lifetime and 5-year.
Yep, and then there'll be a born date on it. No, it'll be on that label. So it will be...
Nope, right here.
No. right here.
Right there.
So 01 to 2026. So that tank was born
January of this year.
January of this year, meaning it has 5 years after that date to where you can legally use it. If it is out of hydro, it is not considered safe, and that's not. I've literally had people tell us that this is a ploy by the industry to make more money. It's not. It's Department of Transportation requires it. These are under the same regulations as scuba tanks. After 5 years, they have to retest to see the elasticity of the aluminum on the inside of the tank. If it's too elastic, it basically is a bomb at the end of the day. There's really no way around that.
Don't go cheap on tanks.
And it's good for a total of 15 years tops, but you have to rehydro every 5 years. No field should fill out of hydro tanks legally, at least. That runs into liability and insurance issues.
So to recap, we have our we go with our mask, which was the 100 to 150. You go for a tank, which you said was how much?
Used, you can get them for like $150.
But you have to look at the date to make sure.
But then, if you want to go brand new, you're looking at $250 plus.
$250, and then the regulator.
Well, that would be with a regulator.
That's with the regulator. Okay, all right,
tanks
good.
used $70 to $120, brand new about $175 to $200. Regulators, you can get a nice reg like that, the one with the black threads. That's the hook. That's Powerhouse's mid-range regulator. They are made in the United States, by the way, and they are, in my opinion, a great regulator for the budget, but they're not 100% rebuildable like the two counter punches are right there with the stainless steel threads. But the hooks, they're $100. They're good. You'll be fine for years. The counter punches, they'll be good for years to come. Like my personal one, I've had for 6 years now. This thing is so used. Might be able to see it on the camera. It is sun damaged. That's why the ano is multiple blues. That's how long I've had it. It's my tester tank. I test every single marker in the shop. It is currently sitting at 408 PSI out of it, and it has held that for about 6 years straight with a few rebuilds here and there. And we fill this tank about 100 times a month.
And so, again, kind of going back to the regs, TJ, it's important to have a good reg because your marker can reflect on it. If you're shooting a little hot, or if it's dropping paint and you're not getting the you're not getting the break on it, first thing to check is your reg. Is your reg performing correctly? Is it at the right? In some of the, I think HK now makes regs where you can change the shims in it. It's important to go with a good reg, and it also protects the lifetime of your marker.
All right. Coming from your experience, I'm looking for a gun. I come in, I want to stick with the mag fed. What is my first step on those?
If you're going with mag fed, the MG or the EMF 100, it's all mechanical.
Okay.
Again, based on kind of what you're looking here, it's all mechanical. You never have to worry about charging it. You never have to worry about changing the battery. You don't have to worry about buttons getting lost. This is all plug and play like we've talked about before.
Okay.
Put the tank in and put your hopper, and it's ready to go.
Okay. Prices on that, Dan?
On the EMF 100, about 600.
600 in this one.
That's a good starter. The EMX are 315, at least at the time of recording. They are pretty much like your basic budget marker. Or they have the Etha 3M, which I will sneak through the camera right here and go grab one. And it is basically the EMAC, but if you've been throwing it in the gym and feeding it steroids for the last 6 months, that is the Etha 3M. It's also all mechanical. It just has a better barrel on it, a better trigger, an adjustable trigger at that. Pops ASA on and off. It's got a better valve system, the FL valve from Planet Eclipse. And instead of screwing out the back of the bolt to actually re-grease and maintain your marker, it is just a pull up and out. It's legitimately $400, at least at the time of recording. So I would just recommend getting Etha 3M and being done with it. If you get an EMAC, you're going to put all those upgrades on anyway. So you might as well just buy it like that, in my personal and professional opinion.
Okay. Anything
You should just wrap up something. So say something to wrap up. Recap on Dirty Dan Shop. Recap on the websites, online sales, whatever you want to plug, and say our thanks. I think.
Play paintball. Or I will find you.
Yes, please play paintball.
We need more players, and we
Yes.
need more people who, the biggest thing I say is when you go and play paintball, please allow that younger kid a chance to play with your marker. If you feel comfortable with that, let them try out ramping, teach them how to play the sport. We need to grow the sport from the inside. That's how I got involved in paintball. I was given my first setup from a field. I had speedball guys invite us on the very first time, and that's what got me hooked into this. That is what we need to do to grow paintball from here. That is the biggest thing I can leave you guys off with. Not buy for me or whatever. Support your local field and support the scene that is paintball. Go and talk to those young kids. If you have extra pods, give your pods away. Every time I go play, and I'm not saying everybody needs to do this, if I have extra paint, I'm giving it away to new players because that's something that will spark their interest in the sport and they will fill your shoes in the future.
That's one thing we strive at Valor is paintballs for everybody. And, you know, with me working with children with autism, veterans that are struggling, I want Valor to give an outlet for everyone that needs a place to call home.
Absolutely.
Paintball helped me, and I want to grow the sport. And with our young guns out there, keep that interest, keep that spark, keep going to the fields, keep playing, make something out of it if you can. Always carry that love with paintball. TJ, you've seen it. Mm-hmm. It's nothing but love out in the field.
Absolutely.
And it's only going to keep going if we help promote with those young guns and that interest. Especially with our kids with autism, they don't fit in with traditional sports, but they fit right and welcome with open arms and hugs and love when it comes to paintball.
All right. Well, Smiley, thank you so much for all the information you give us. Dirty Dan, you got something to finish up with?
Not much. Shameless plug. DirtyDanPB.com to get all your gear here in Florida. I have the storefront here in Melbourne, Florida, if you ever want to come check us out. And we do about 30 events a year between NXL, scenarios, everything. So you can always find me on the road, or just check out the website or Facebook, Instagram, pretty much everything, YouTube. Reach out to me if you ever have any comments, questions, or concerns. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys out there. Come play with us. Come check us out. Valor Paintball. Check us out on Instagram, Valor Paintball 26. And see you out there at the Smiley Cup. Thank you.